Yo, Van Paul. Second video in the series. Rising out of the ashes like a phoenix. Okay, remember this chart with the validations of the beta simp orbiter? Okay, the different forms of validation that they can give off to a girl in a desperate, needy attempt to get laid, get a girlfriend, or get unlonely. See, this chart here that I introduced before was, I can talk about the beta orbiter's relationship to a peasant girl, or to Shakira, a high priestess, or the king alpha's relationship to the beta orbiter, or the king alpha's relationship to the peasant girl, and what his lack of validation and would be perceived as a lack of love. But it's not, because his time is valuable. So king alpha spending time with a peasant girl he might be highly attracted to, all right? His time is validation. That's it. Being with her, making out with her. Okay? So the beta orbiter needs to throw all these guys off, as you know, to even get a chance to sniff in. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Okay, but today, in the second video, I want to talk about the alpha king and the compare and contrast the alpha king to the beta simp. Now, the beta simp is validating. Okay, gifts, visits, availability, sex, compliments, pleasantries, being nice to friends and family, or over nice. The alpha king is validated. Okay, he's already validated within. He doesn't need to validate or be validated. And actually, often the simp needs feedback as well. The beta simp, often as an incel, that means that's a modern term for involuntary celibate. That means his scarcity is so high that he's actually not getting sex. So he can stay single for a year or two, or 3 or 4, and be a celibate but involuntary. Okay, who knows what he's doing on the computer sites, but that's up to him. The alpha king has abundance. Okay, abundance. Okay, he doesn't need to. He can be celibate if he wants to, but he's not involuntary where he has to be celibate because he's not getting any action. Compliments, 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 compliments. Rarely compliments, because his time is a compliment. Okay, and he'll see a compliment and say it. No problems about that. But this compliment validation thing, supplicant. Okay, non-supplicant. Supplicant means you bow over to a woman's power over you. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Can I get you some breakfast, ma'am? Can I make you dinner, ma'am? Do you want? Oh, you look cold. Here's a blanket, ma'am. Supplicant means if she asks you to do something, you'll jump and do it. It's like a servant. Non-supplicant. Okay. Needy for time, needy for sex, needy for validation. The beta simp is needy. Okay. The alpha king is independent. Okay. Independent. Look at that. Takes orders and demands, takes them aboard, does them for you, will bend over backwards to keep you happy, walks his own path. Okay, he'll listen to you, but he'll decide on his own path. He'll decide after. Definitely listen to you, that's respect, but then he decides. Takes orders, demands, and does them. Listens, then does. Jump, jump, jump. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. How can I keep you happy, ma'am? Please, ma'am. All right. A simp is a guy that puts women on pedestals. Okay. A cuck is a man that instantly will bring up other kids' children without question. An orbiter is orbiting your social circle, been a fanboy for years, your social media Facebook page, looking, lurking, jerking. Okay. Now the alpha king doesn't need you. He might want you, but he doesn't need you. He needs you and wants you. The beta simp wants you, needs you, has to have you. More of a bottom feeder, bless his poor soul. You can have pity for these people. And they're the most common. I would say alpha king warrior. You might think, oh, what's that chili doing there? Well, I'm a health food chef, okay? That's holding the page down. The alpha king warrior is in the top 2% of men, especially if he's calm and non-aggressive. The beta simp, there's plenty of those around. 98% of men, beta simps. All right, you go out, they stare at women. They go, oh, look at her, she's hot. He's having a good time, enjoying the conversation and being philosophical, okay, and keeping his manners and his inner strength in control. More emotional, very more emotional. See, this thing too, I can talk about the beta simp and the alpha king in relationships or when they're single. Single, staring, looking, watching, needing, jerking off, right. Talking to the people in his field who he's gone out with. Okay? Now in a relationship, needy, supplicant, non-needy, non-supplicant, time giving. Okay, back down here. Bottom feeder, more of a bottom feeder. Because there's just so many of them. There's a weak inner man there. It hasn't been, really the strength of the inner man hasn't been developed. Orbits your life and your social media. Now, inner game is strong here. There's a strong inner male essence, masculine, more masculinity, okay? Stoic, solid, more of an ice man, but that doesn't mean he doesn't love you or care for you. He's just more iced, okay? And doesn't give a F about your social media. That means he probably has never visited a page or just noticed a post or two when he's on his Facebook or Instagram, but he does not give a rat's, or does not give an F about your social media. This one orbits your social media when you're not together, especially when you're not together, okay? Or when you are together too, because they're going to be more insecure and jealous. So, and with